Good morning, everybody. We're going to be learning double bass, or at least, attempting to today. Some changes. We've got a rug under here now, so now my hi-hat won't get to, like, lazy boy mode, where we are in full recline with the left foot. So that'll be a positive change. I've also got 2 bass drum pedals now. Yay! So we got the Pearl Demon Drive Fancy Pantsy, and I don't know how to do this. So we're going to try and work on it today. In these practice streams, I like to share like what I'm working on, how I practice things. And if you were to watch this a year from now, hopefully you'll be able to like look at my double bass and go, oh wow, there's been some progress. But we'll find out a year from now, so stay tuned for that. All of the prior live streams can be found in this playlist. I do include timestamps in the description to like show what I was talking about or what I was practicing, etc. You got a question? Feel free to ask it. Good morning, Tyler. How you doing? But I will often take the answers that I give and put them into this playlist. It's like a highlight of all the responses I've given to different questions that I've seen on the internet or in my different chats, etc. So you can check that out here. Just scroll past the members' first ones. These are all scheduled to release for free. It's just early access, so thank you for the members who have paid for that. I do appreciate that, like, sincerely. This one comes out tomorrow, how to improve sight reading, and some other topics in here. You doing great? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we also talk about how much should you practice slow, how to practice marching without a drum, exercises to improve accent taps, etc. So there's a lot of different topics in each one of these drumming highlights. So stay tuned for that. That's a great freeze frame. It went away. Sometimes my faces on the freeze frames are great. Like if I'm editing, I'll like look at it, I'm like, whoa, I look goofy. That's a lot of books. Yeah, so in that one, that was me sharing, that's like some of my method books that I have on the shelf back there. But yeah, anyways. So in my home tab of YouTube, we've got a bunch of different content that I create. So if you want to see just the drumming stuff, click on the header here, and that shows you all of this. But if you want to find it organized neater than here, go to the link at the top of each one of the videos, and that takes you to my website, which is jaredoleary.com/drum. And then this has all the chop stuff, 900 grid variations, 100 different charts, over 400 marching bass, just under 300 technique stuff, and then all of the lessons and whatnot, like this one that comes out on Monday. So stay tuned for more. Let's see. Trying to look for the Cheesy Poofs full sheet. Link you put in the comments doesn't work. What do you mean? It should work unless Tapspace changed it. So Cheesy Poofs. So if we go into this playlist, the first link on here should take you to Tapspace's website, and this is where you can get it. So Cheesy Poofs is for sale by Murray Gussick, who's the composer of it. If you find it as a PDF online, it's illegal. So it's violating copyright issues, copyright laws. So you can get the PDF or the physical score and the PDF, etc. So you can get like a download, all that stuff. But if you go there, the link at the top of the Cheesy Poofs variations, you can do that. That's why on this one, on the Cheesy Poofs variations and Flamus, there are some missing measures in here. This is like the only play-alongs that have that. Is because when I was talking with Murray about like making these play-alongs, I wanted to make sure that like I respected the fact that like this music is for sale and is his livelihood. So you can find the music by doing the link at the top of each one of these videos. It's also in the pinned comment. It's the first one, get the music. Boop. And then on these ones, the second one takes you to my website. But good question, good question. Support the artists. Murray's a good dude. So is Casella, although I have had less experience chatting with Casella. All right, anyways, since we're going to be learning double bass for the first time, we need to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. Oh, great sage Shia, please help me out. My feet are not going to be able to play very good. Let's hide Shia. He's very shy. Sorry, I had to. Here we go, Shia LaBeouf. Motivate me. Do it. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do Do it! Some people dream success. Well, you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. He spits there. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! He spits even more there. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. I'm just not ready to go full Shia yet. I'm not ready to commit to spitting on my drums, so maybe one day I'll go full Shia. But for now, we will go partial Shia. I will not ascend to the greatness that I am destined to become until I go full Shia. Didn't realize that was for sale. Yeah, your mention of the quad transcriptions, that was actually one of the things that was like part of the agreement with Murray was I could share the versions of the snare parts for Cheesy Poofs and for Flammus that did not show the majority of the music. So it only shows like one every 4 or so bars, just to show like the start of each one of the phrases. And he specifically was like, don't share the tenor parts or the bass parts, which I was like, totally get that. Like, this music is for sale and it is how you live. Like, like financially, that is. That's his full-time gig. So, just want to make sure that we respect copyright holders and whatnot. Okay, we're gonna work on double bass. And again, I don't know how to bass the doubles, so I've actually got quite a few things that we could practice to potentially work on this. I have no clue how much my feet are going to be able to survive this, so stay tuned. We'll find out. But we're going to go under the Endurance and Speed playlist, and there are 47 videos in here. Whee! That can help you out with working on endurance and speed for your like hands or for your feet or whatever you want. Wow, this is not picking those up at all. Nice. I'm eventually going to need to upgrade the electronic hybrid thing, the drum triggers, because they're not able to pick up fast notes right now. But for now, I can't play fast, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what I'm going to do is play through some of these different exercises on here to just like kind of get a feel for, well, how am I doing? So I'm going to play through them very slow. We could play like Chug with singles. Let's start off with that one. Using the timestamps in the description, you can go as slow as you want. So this is at 23. I think I can go faster than that. Maybe. Maybe that's just wishful thinking. I won't really know until I try. There is a count off for all of these. You can't hear it on your end. It's muted. There's like a slight timing delay. 1, 2, here we go. It's actually it's too fast for the control I want, and also the EAD10 is not picking up each one of the notes. It's weird that it's like also emphasizing some notes. Let's go slower. Let's go to 30 here. I sometimes get people like, why on earth would you want to play this exercise at 20? And my response is always, well, what about if you're playing with your feet? I thought ahead. It's like one day I might want to get a double bass pedal. Bop, beep, bop. 2, 3, 4. Right now I'm doing heel down. I'll play through it again. Oops. With heel up. Hertogrid. I need to actually write some of those out. Hertogrids are fun. Okay, so now I'm gonna try it with heel up. So we're gonna do like a dog swimming. Okay. That's a workout? Yeah. I don't know how long I'll be able to survive this. So slow. Thumb up or thumb closed traditional grip? What do you mean? Elaborate. What do you mean? Like thumb off the stick or off the thumb? Off the hand? Is that what you're saying? Like off like that? Clarify, please. And here we go. I need to make sure that I have good posture. I've got like a little scoliosis, so sometimes that's not easy. Whew. Okay, now I'm gonna try it with a heel up. Wish me luck. Oops. Heel down. You're following along at your desk. Yeah, this is a new experience for me. We can participate together. My wife used to play a lot of double bass, but I've never worked it up. Okay, heel up again. This one's harder for me to control doing it this way. I'll read your comment in a second. Let's go through this, and then I'll answer that about traditional. It's interesting I'm getting like a double stroke on the left every now and then. I don't know why. Thumb kind of doing okay sign. Toes to thumb just sticking to the index finger. An okay sign. Like... Okay, so like okay like that. That's like the okay sign. I also know there's like hate groups that use this, but just to be clear, that is not what I'm trying to do with this. So, you talking about like thumb like that with traditional? I guess I'll just share. Here's how I think of traditional whenever I'm doing that. So I don't play traditional anymore, but I used to, like, I was center snare for every drumline that I marched on, so like I have experience with traditional. So with traditional grip, whenever you're doing this, the thing that you really want to focus on, actually, let me adjust this so you can see a little bit better. Okay, with traditional, when your hand is out like this, you want to have the fulcrum aligned with your forearm whenever you're doing this. So the first thing that I recommend doing is you can hold your stick in here like this. You're going to rest it on the ring finger like this. Okay? So it's just, this is the point of balance right here. The pinky is going to just kind of follow along, curve along, follow without squeezing. If you squeeze, you'll feel tension on the bottom of your hand right here. That's bad. You don't want that. The middle finger is going to curve around the stick, and it's going to hang over it a little bit. If you have straight finger like this, it upsets the audience because you're flipping them off, and they're just like, oh my gosh, that drummer is so angry with me, and then they'll never watch you perform again. So don't do that. Also, it creates tension along your forearm. So as a secondary benefit, you'll play more relaxed without upsetting the audience. Next thing that you're going to want to do is the index finger is going to curve around more than your middle finger. So the middle finger hangs over the stick a little bit. Index finger is hanging out. Now with the thumb is just resting on top. Think of it like you're holding like a controller. I can't reach it right now, but if I pulled out my PlayStation controller, like it's just you're resting your thumb on a button without pressing the button. So when you're doing this, you'll notice that my thumb is making like a lowercase t between the thumb and the index finger, as opposed to a capital T like this. So that might be what you're asking about. So the lowercase t makes it so that you have less space for the stick to move around and like fly out of your hand. And this is where your fulcrum is resting, is right inside of here. So that's where your point is. Now, when you're playing traditional grip, the motion is primarily, at least for rudimental, derived from forearm rotation. So when you're rotating your forearm around, you're pulling back and you're playing like this, even on low taps. So you'll often see like snare drummers when they're playing really low taps, because of the amount of leverage they've got, the amount of motion that you go from tap height to actually playing on the surface of a head is super small. So some people mistakenly think that taps are played with the fingers, but they're not. I've never had a single snare drummer who's actually studied snare drum and performed at a high level teach me to use my fingers ever with snare drum. I've never performed with fingers, and I've never taught fingers. However, if you're playing on drum kit, there are some people who swear by it because it gives you like a lighter touch to be able to use your thumb and play like this, etc. But for anything rudimental, it's basically all going to be forearm rotation and maybe a little bit of whipping motion for some of the accents if you use a modified or full molar technique, etc. So that is a very quick overview of like what to focus on with your traditional grip. So it's resting on here. The thumb is hanging out. It's not squeezing. If you get white knuckles like this, where the blood is cut off from the tips of your fingertips, that is bad. If you relax it, then all of a sudden the blood returns into your fingers. So bad, good, bad, good. Hopefully you can see that with that camera. So just let it rest on top of here and make sure it's the lowercase t. And then the thumb basically is going down the forearm as opposed to like this. Some people will play, or some people will play like this. Another thing to consider with traditional grip is whenever you're playing this, to make sure that your palm is not holding water. So if it were raining or you were to pour like water into your hand, you don't want it like this. Now, why is that? So if your palm is able to hold water, if it's poured into here, you've already rotated your wrist far enough that you're going to get a very small accent tap whenever you're playing right here. So if you try and rotate your wrist back further, you can't get a full height. But if you start with your palm so that it's like kind of pointing out to the side, then you can actually get a full rotation and you can actually pull back way more and get an accent tap that will actually get up to 12 and beyond. So this is the motion that you're going for, as opposed to if you're starting like this and you start playing, you're going to get very weak sounding left hands and you're not going to be able to pull back to get a full height. So it's mainly a combination of wrist and forearm. Yeah, so the forearm and the wrist rotate together. It's one of the things that I learned, I got a couple lessons from Jeff Queen, who's a 4-time world champion snare drummer, and one of the things he recommended was getting a doorknob, and I have it, but it's like off camera, so I can't grab it. But a doorknob that snaps back in place, so when you turn it, it like will snap back because it's got resistance, a spring inside of it. If you put the doorknob in between your middle and ring finger and hold it like you're holding traditional grip, then when you rotate it, you're building up the muscles associated with that rotation. This is also good for Stevens grip. If you play, mallets, like a rotary technique with mallets, a Stevens. So I recommend using that to like work up the endurance. So this will give an insight into my personality and antisocialness. I would walk between classes with a doorknob in high school and even in college and practice my left forearm rotation so I could build up the endurance and the speed. I would also, like, on downtime in rehearsals, I had cargo shorts when I was rehearsing, and I had my doorknob inside the cargo pockets, and we just pull it out when the staff was talking to us, and we just like work on my left-hand rotation. So like never miss an opportunity to improve. So that downtime in between classes was like time for me to actually work on that. Can I show stick heights with regard to dynamics? I mean, it's kind of subjective. Like every drumline is going to be a little bit different. But like in general, like piano and below is going to be like tap height. Like mezzo piano is going to be about like 6 inches. Mezzo forte usually is going to be about 9. 12 is going to be about the forte, and then fortissimo and above, you will use a little bit more arm and whatnot to be able to get higher than like full height when you're playing. But every drumline is a little bit different in terms of like exactly what they're looking for. Some people are like, well, 4 inches is mezzo piano and 6 inches is mezzo forte, and it's like, okay. I mean, it doesn't really translate over very, very good. Doing mock traditional grip rotation in class. If someone thought you were having a stroke. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I part of it is like just the brand of autism that I have, but like I was like, what is more important to me? Whether or not my peers like accept me and like or getting better at drums. And for me, it was like, I don't really care what my peers think because I want to become the best I possibly can as like a performer and eventually as an educator. And so I was willing to do stuff that other people weren't. And so when like people would ask me, well, how did you get so good so fast? Good is relative. I would explain the things that I was willing to do, and they often were not willing to do that as well. So it's important for people to understand, like the people who like you see on social media, like there's like some young drummers that like play, and I'm just like, I see a lot of comments like, wow, I wish I was that good when I was that age. And it's like, yes, but there's a lot of costs that come with that. Like mentally, for all of high school and like the majority of my undergrad, I was suicidal. So like that, the only thing that really kept me, the two things that kept me out of those thoughts was drumming and video games. And so instead of thinking about my depression and the things that caused that suicidal ideation for nearly a decade, I drummed. So it's like I got better because I was practicing several hours a day, but that was at the cost of like the mental health struggles that I was going through. And that's something that's not often evident in the practicing and the results that you see from other people's practicing. So like some people would be envious of like, well, I wish that I could be as good as you. And it's like, okay, but do you know what the costs are for that? The number of relationships that have failed because of the amount of time that I've spent practicing rather than spent in relationships, etc. Like the balance was so skewed that I sacrificed everything to get better at some pretty severe costs that some people aren't willing to make. And like now there's like much more balance in my life. with like a variety of things. But yeah, just to be candid with like the stuff that I wish more people talked about with drumming, those are the important things that you need to consider as well. Like there's a lot of factors that go into what makes somebody good or not good over an extended period of time and whatnot. That's how I overcame those mental struggles. Yeah, it's. I guess I should also explain that. So the biggest thing that I recommend for anyone is see a therapist. Like, and if you find a therapist who's not helping, find a different therapist. So like, I had a therapist and a psychiatrist back then because I had to go on antidepressants because it was that bad. But eventually I was able to get off the antidepressants because of the lifestyle changes I made with like eating healthier, getting proper sleep, working out more, etc. And if I deviate from that path for an extended period of time, it starts to head back into that depression or that spiral. So I have to like constantly do efforts to make sure that I can prevent that. So like I have chronic depression, but I'm not depressed, if that makes sense. Like if I don't do the daily things that I know I need to do, like move and sleep and hydrate and all of those things, like meditate, then I will go back into the depressive state that my brain and body chemicals, etc., is kind of like wired to do. So for anybody who's struggling through depression or anxiety or whatever, like a good therapist can literally change your life for the better. And it just takes effort over a period of time and things can get better. And medication might be a temporary solution or maybe even a permanent solution to help you to manage like the fluxes and whatnot that can come with chemical imbalances and whatnot. So it's definitely worth it to find a good therapist. Like and therapists can change too. Like I've had multiple different therapists over the years, and like some therapists are really specialized and great in some things that can help you in a period of your life, and then you could find another therapist who can help you with like the next period of your life. Like my first therapist that I went to was great for helping me through the struggles that I was experiencing like during my undergrad and like master's degree and stuff. But my like current therapist like has a lot of context that helped me navigate the stresses that came with working in an abusive environment at a organization that I previously worked at, and like being able to walk away from the golden handcuffs that come with like high paying jobs that treat employees not very good. And my previous boss was great, just to be clear, but other people were not. So yeah, therapists can help. You have no idea how much. Appreciate. That's interesting. Yeah, so Tyler, let's see, let me read your next comment. Yeah, that's great. That's really awesome to hear. The person that like turned me on to that style of like teaching was Glenn Crosby. So there, like in my dissertation, there are a small number of people at the beginning in the like acknowledgments that I think, but he's one of the ones that I specifically call out because he was like such a father figure in for drumming to me. There was some stuff going on, like obviously the depression and suicidality and whatnot when I was marching, like was there, but like there was like family stuff that like happened, and he like basically did a check-in, just like, hey, are you okay? And I just kind of like explained like what was going on, and like what was really fascinating is he was able to teach in a way that helped the drumline get better while also speaking like directly to me. In an indirect way. So what do I mean by that? So like he kind of gave these metaphors and lessons for life that helped the drumline improve like our left hand accent taps or whatever, while also basically directly responding to the things that I had confided in him earlier. And I was like, holy, this is like a level of teaching that I have never seen before. So like he didn't like break trust and like call out like the private things that I shared in front of the group. But he was like still directly like, hey, this can help you out with this, and like pointing me towards different like resources and books that like help me to be more present and not get stuck in the loops that my brain is like wired to get into. So yeah, it's nice to hear that there are other techs and instructors or educators who are focusing on that. It's the humanity is sometimes lost in high performing groups where it's just focusing on playing better than the other groups and just getting a higher score than the previous week. And I think that is a disservice to the people that we teach, because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from it. You saw me playing Fortnite. What other games do I enjoy playing? So a lot actually. Whenever I like beat a game, I immediately just like move on to another one. Fortnite's the only one that I've played consistently. But if you're on the home tab of YouTube, under the gaming content, you can find all of the prior games. So like some of the more recent ones was like Black Myth Wukong, Astrobot. Let's see, what's another one that we played recently? Hatful Boyfriend is such a weird it's wild. It's a pigeon like dating sim that like one of the pigeons gets ascended to pudding god, like god of, the food that you eat, pudding. Nine Souls, that one was a really good game. But yeah, there's a Undertale, that's also a good game. Plucky Squire is probably one of the most creative games I've seen in a long time. But a lot of different games. So like after I beat Horizon, which I'll play here in a little bit, then I forget what game I'm going to play next, but it'll be something different. But yeah, a lot of games. And then the highlight reels are here, and then the Fortnite highlight reels are in here if people are interested in that. But anyways, I've been rambling too much. I'm sorry. I think it's important to talk about like the mental health side of things, but I know that can be triggering for some people, so apologies for that. Let's try this faster. We're going to try it at 50. This probably won't go good. And then I want to try a couple more exercises. 2, and 1, and 2, and here we go. Ew. Okay, now I'm going to try it with heel up. 1, and 2, and here we go. And keep getting that like double stroke on the left. All right, let's do 2 more. So heel down, heel up, and then I want to try a different one. And go. This would sound good with 4/4 rock groove. Agreed. Yeah, that'd be some like Thomas Lang style stuff right there. Here we go. Did I do core first and then the kit? Yeah, so I basically entirely did drumline and concert stuff until after my master's. Then I actually was like, I have a gap here where like I don't know drum kit like at all. Like I did just a wee bit, a small bit, and I was terrible at it. But after the master's and in between starting the PhD full time, I was like, I've got time to work on something. Let me learn something new that'll challenge me. And so I started learning drum kit, like limb independent stuff, with Dom Moyle from Arizona State. And he is a beast of a jazz drummer. And so it was only a few years ago that I really started like actually learning this. Well, I guess several years. It's been a while. I started the doctorate, in 2014, I think? So like right around that time, right before then. Wow, that was 11 years ago. Wow, time flies. Oh my. Okay, so the next one I want to work on, I want to work on heel toe with the double strokes. So heel toe. So I'm going to do double strokes like that, and then alternating singles. And so the way I'm going to work on that is using the single double or the double singles. And we're going to try and get through some of those. So we'll see that. Got to get going. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in. Tyler, hope you have a good rest of your day. Articulation is improving slowly but surely. Did it elementary through all of high school. You have no kit experience. That's okay. I'm not good on drum kit, as we're seeing. Not yet. One day. All right, let's try this. So we're going to do double doubles on the foot using this approach, and then singles. Okay. 1 and 2 and ready and oh, this is so slow. Oops. It's off by half count. Half a measure. Let's try it again. 1 and 2 and ready and go. E and oof. Let's try it at 40. Wish me luck. We'll see how this goes. That like jump from the singles to the doubles will be good to be able to get that down. This is a great exercise to work on the hands, but it's also great for the feet. 2 and ready and go E and Whew. It's perfect. Flawless. No mistakes were made. Okay. Yeah, so this is a really good exercise to work on. There's another exercise that I want to work on, and it's actually under the limb independence, under the timing transitions. So there's a lot of like exercises you could work on with this where it's like, I want to work on my triplets into my 7/4s or my 30-second notes into 5/4s. Like there's a lot of good rhythms to transition between. But if you work on Rebound, this one, the way I'm going to do it is, so we're doing the double stroke, working on this like this. But I want to do, so heel toe with it. I want to do double stroke on the right and on the left, but instead of going right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, I'm going to do it like this. So I'm putting it so that it's going to go heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. So this will make it so eventually you can do 4s fast. So this is one of the ways that I had a concert snare professor talk about working on fast like roughs, single stroke roughs. So if you're playing right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. If you take double strokes like this and you displace it, so instead of like this, or instead of stacked on top of each other, you make it so that they are displaced from each other evenly, then you can get a really fast 4-stroke. So then you could play like and eventually like get into like really fast, etc. Obviously I can't do that right now, but that's the reason why I'm working on it this way, going heel, heel, toe, toe. And the speed that I want to do this at, okay, so we're just at 40, so that was with 30-second notes. So let's do this at 80. We'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. It's going to start off very slow because it's going to be quarter notes, bass, 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 like that. 1, 2, here we go. So heel, heel, toe, toe. 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 Ugh. I'm getting excess motion like that. Let's go slower. Okay, so let's try this at 70. So I'm doing so much heel toe excess motion that it's causing an extra note like that, or 2 notes, with the heel in particular. So I need to just get a single note like this, as opposed to like this, where my toe is coming too far off. If that makes sense. Okay, 70. Small motions with the feet. Point of this is to refine the technique, especially when it's quarter notes. And 1, 2, 3, 2 big emotion on the left. See what I mean? Again. 1, 2, here we go. All right, let's break this down more. So just still getting too much rebound while trying to just do a heel. It's da-da, da-da, as opposed to See? It's just the right heel toe, heel toe. Okay, well, that'll be something to continue to work on. Let's do one more. We're going to go back to just alternating singles. But now I'm going to show you another variation. So if you're used to like playing roll exercises, like triplet diddle and things like that, there are some single versions that are coming out sometime in the future underneath the endurance and speed exercises. So if we do triplet singles, 4 counts, yeah. In here. Open. Because it's triplet, we can go faster. Let's see how 100 sounds. What? That's not 100 at all. What? let's fix this. Sorry, I have hotkeys on my keyboard. It just like went to the wrong screen. Okay, let's see if this fixes it. Should be. Stay tuned, let's find out. And we go to 100. Okay, now it should work. If there's ever any timestamps in any of the play-alongs that don't line up, let me know. I'll fix them like I just did. Sweet. Here we go. Too fast. Too furious. Let's try 90. I want to get like just out of my comfort zone with the speed. So I might need to go to 80. 1, 2, ready and go. Let's try it with heel up. 1, 2, ready and go. Ugh. Let's go slower. Let's try at 80. I think this will be more controllable. We'll get there. One day. One day. Not today. 2 and 1, 2. We're back to heel down. Okay, now heel up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. This is good. Now, so there's like so many other variations of like exercises that you could play to like work on this. Like, another one that you could work on for this would be, let's go back here. Like stick control variations under like the technique exercises. So like you could play the filler versions, and whatnot while going and working on this. Like my favorite one, the advanced stick control of the filler, which has the duple and the triple. Let's try that. Definitely not at that speed. Let's attempt it at 40. We'll see how it goes. And then I'll call it here and get ready for some Horizon Forbidden West. And 1 and 2 and ready and go E and triplet, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Three E and 4 E and right, left. Triplet. Pa-da-da. E and 2 E and 3 E and now we're doing 4s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. E and 3 E and 4 E and double. Yeah, now I love you. E and 2 E. Now this is inverted rolls. E and right, left, right, left, right. Cool. See, that's a fun one to work on. So there's like so many exercises that you can play. All of these stick control variations or any of these endurance and speed exercises. There's just a ton of stuff to work on for the feet. So I'm really looking forward to like, learning how to do this whole thing. But right now I'm not good at it. But, for day one, I'm happy with it. Now, all of these play-alongs, there's thousands of them. Plural. And tips and whatnot can be found here. So jaredoleary.com/drum. There's drumming tips and lessons. This one comes out on Monday, so stay tuned for that. If you are a member, then you get access to it right now. Any of the members' first videos are all early access, so thank you for the members. There's over 400 of those. We've got just under 300 technique exercises, over 400 marching bass, over 100 drum charts, over 100 timing exercises, over 900 grid variations for triplet and 16th note, and 56 chop exercises right now. If you enjoy this content, just share it with somebody else. It helps me out. But I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get ready for some Horizon Forbidden West. If you go to /game instead of /drum, you can find all the highlight reels here, or you can find all the prior streams. But we're going to be doing Horizon Forbidden West, and we are on stream number 7. So stay tuned for that. Again, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope these resources and whatnot are helpful in some way. But goodbye.